This 4-string fingerpicking pattern brings out something really special in your ukulele. It's smooth, steady, it works beautifully on many songs, but especially beautiful on Over the Rainbow, the classic version. Today, I'll teach you the pattern, we'll walk through the chords together, and then we'll play and sing the full song, verse, bridge, and all. Hi, I'm Barry, and here on Ukulele with Barry, I help older beginners play real songs with confidence, using simple patterns that sound great. We just did a video on 3-string fingerpicking using the Gambler, and this time we're taking it one step further with a 4-string pattern you'll use again and again. And as always, I'll link the lyric with chord sheet in the description below so you can download it to help follow along and play it later. Let's get to it. Okay, we're using 4 strings now. The whole hand gets involved. We have the thumb, the index, and the middle. The thumb is going to alternate between your G and C. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's always going to stay there, alternating between those 2 strings. That's it for every chord that we do. Now your index is going to live on that E string there, okay? And your middle is going to live on that A string there. Notice I'm kind of anchored my pinky here to keep my hand steady. Okay, so we have our thumb alternating between those 2 strings, but in between I'm going to play thumb, index, and then thumb, middle. So I have thumb, index, thumb, middle. So my thumb is still alternating between those 2. But I have thumb, then index, thumb, middle. For every chord, I'm going to speed it up a little bit. I'm just kind of pulling on that just a little bit, okay? And that's our pattern. Let's try that on a C chord. Here's 1, 2, ready, begin. 1, 2. 1, 2. We have thumb, index, thumb, middle. Thumb, index, thumb, middle. Now let's take a look at the actual chords we'll be using in today's song. I think you'll know most of them. No bar chords, yay. So we have the C chord. Most of you are probably familiar with that. We have an A minor. Kind of get my fingers out of the way there. That's our A minor. Just keep your fingers relaxed though. F, I just add my index finger. We have an F chord. We have a G7. Looks like that little triangle there. Okay, we have E minor, which also takes all 3 fingers. Just this little staircase there. That's our E minor. Okay, we have an A7, just 1 finger. Okay, real easy. We have a D7. I'll probably use fingers 2 and 3 today, although you can use fingers 1 and 2, whichever you're most familiar with. I'm going to use that D7 with 2 and 3 because a lot of times we'll be moving to the G7, and all I have to do is move those fingers and add that. Real simple, D7 to G7. Okay, and then 2 more chords. We have a D minor. 3-fingered chord there. And finally, a super simple one, C6 we call it. C6, where we just strum without pressing down anything. Okay, a great sounding ukulele chord there, C6. So now let's apply that pattern and chords to the actual chord progression we'll use in Over the Rainbow. Here's our chord sheet. We're going to go through it nice and slow at first. Just practice the thumb, index, thumb, middle roll over each chord. Now you can see I've broken down the song into the verse, the bridge, and the outro. Well, the verse is kind of the chorus as well because we go somewhere over the rainbow. That's kind of a chorus as well. Okay, so we have a verse that's going to go 2 times before we actually go to the bridge. So we have verse, verse, bridge. Then we're going to go back to a verse and then the outro. Verse, verse, bridge, verse, outro. But let's take a look at that verse. Now, every chord you see divided by those measures, or the vertical lines there, gets one of our patterns. So we have a C chord, we have C, gets one pattern, and then we go to an A minor, same pattern. And then we move to our E minor. There's two E minors, so that each one still gets one pattern. Over the rainbow. Okay, then you can see we have two Fs, so we got F, another pattern of F, back to C for two patterns. Then we move to an F chord for two patterns. Do, back to C for one pattern. Do, 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 A7 for one. D7, I'm going to use fingers 2 and 3. Do, 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 to G7, one pattern. And C. That's our verse, and then we'll repeat that when we get to our play and sing along. Next we have the bridge, and we can practice that as well. You can see the bridge also starts with 2 rounds of C. So let's practice the bridge. 1, 2, ready, here's C. Do, 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 another C. To D minor, da, do, 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 D minor again. Now we have our C6, no fingers. And then 2 rounds of G7. Back to our C. Do, 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 do. To D7, way up, do, 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 do. To G7, where you'll D minor, my first finger gets to stay when I move to that D minor, find to G7. So that's our pattern for each chord. And then we move back to the verse. And then finally you can see the outro. We have C, C, D minor, and then I have a D minor in red, and a G7 in red, and a C in red. And a little note there says 1 strum. So we have 1 strum for the D minor, 1 strum for the G7 to a C. So the outro, if happy little bluebirds fly, D minor, beyond the rainbow, 1 strum, why, oh why can't I? That'll be our outro. If you're enjoying this lesson, I'd love for you to subscribe. It's free, and it tells YouTube to show you more tutorials like this. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee using the link down below in the description. It really helps me keep making videos like this. Now back to some rainbows. So now I think we're ready to sing and play. I'll sing it slowly as we go, and the chords will be on the screen with the lyrics. Remember, you can download the lyrics with the chords linked in the description. Here we go. So we're going to start our first verse on the C chord. Here's 1, 2, ready, begin. Some A minor, where, E minor, over the rainbow, to an F, way up high, back to the F. There's a C chord that I heard of, D7, once in a lullaby, back to C. Bye. Now here's where we repeat the verse. Somewhere over the rainbow, to an F. Skies are blue, back to C. To an F. And the dreams that you, A7, dare to D7 dream, really do come true. Now Now here's where we go to our bridge right here. Someday I'll wish up on a star, D minor, and wake up where the clouds are far, B, C6, no hands. Me, real easy, to a G7, where C chord troubles melt like lemon drops, to D7, away above the chimney tops, to G7, that's where you'll, to D minor, find, to G7, me. Back to a verse. Somewhere, E minor, over the rainbow, to an F. Bluebirds back to C, to an F. Birds fly, to a C. Over the rainbow, D7. Why then, oh why can't I? Now here's where we go to our outro. If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh why can't I? So there you have it. Thanks for singing and playing along with me today. Just a quick note, this was the classic chord version, not the is version. Although his is nice too, I just like the classic version and the chords the best. Keep practicing that roll and feel, and don't be afraid to hum or sing along. I've got more picking patterns and songs on the way, so I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget to check out this video here.